Valley of the Fire, our first stop in the desert. We really loved the pastel and red colors. And the structures? It's amazing. The winter is the best time to visit this park, as the average temperature in July and August is 41 degrees Celsius, talking about a fire. The park got its name as the red rocks turn into fire during sunset. We are definitely not city people, but when you are so close to Las Vegas, of course you check it out. We had a nice time in this crazy city, especially the children, but I don't know, this whole charade is just not our cup of tea. We prefer the nature much more, so that is where we were heading, deeper into the desert. To be exact, the Mojave Desert. But instead of warm, we were blown away, almost literally.
Ja.
Het is heel windig, hè?
Ja.
So, Vegas, that's indeed something. The kids enjoyed it very much, all the shows, and we did too. But I don't know, that whole charade is just not something for us. We feel more at home in the nature like this where we are now. We are now at the Mojave Desert Reserve, and we were looking for some warmth, but it's cold and very windy. It was almost violent last night. The truck went, it was a bumpy night. So I'm now looking for a spot where we are a little bit more protected against the wind. It should be getting calmer this afternoon, but I don't know what it's going to be in the night. And we want to hang out for a day, or maybe two, just to relax a bit and clean a bit and doing some chores. But despite this windy start, we were amazed by the gigantic Joshua trees who are living here. Unfortunately, a big fire in 2020 burned a lot of them, but it doesn't make it a less impressive view. Joshua trees aren't actually trees, but they are a species belonging to the yucca. The Joshua trees are the world's largest yuccas and have an average age of 500 years old. They are critical for the desert as food and shelter for other animals. So happy here. The wind has stopped and it feels instantly so much warmer with the bright sun on our heads. We drove 2 kilometers, something like that, to the start of the Teutonia Peak hiking trail. Not sure if we're going to the top, but we are walking in this amazing scenery. It's a bit sad and impressive at the same time, because all those Joshua trees are burned in the big fire in the summer of 2020. But still, it's an impressive sight to see even when they are dead, and hopefully we will see more alive ones when we are going more south in the reserve. Good morning! We had 2 great days near the Gelderse sand dunes. It was sunny and it was no wind, and the children played in their sand playground all day. Unfortunately, since last night the wind is back, and sand and wind is not a very good combination, so we are moving on today. We are going now to the eastern part of the Mojave Desert, so let's see what the weather is there, but there is no sand, I think, so it's always better with wind.
Then off to the Joshua Tree National Park. The biggest concentration of Joshua trees is actually not in this national park, but in the Mojave Desert, which we just left. Our experience in the national park was not all fun, as it was very busy due to the Thanksgiving holiday, which causes a lot of troubles to park. Other than that, it was nice to explore the rock formations and beautiful plants.
Is het smal dan, Inke? Nee? Helemaal niet, hè? Ja. Nee, dat is easier for them.
Dat houdt het dan niet.
We are now near Joshua Tree National Park. Yesterday we celebrated Ninke's 5th birthday. We are hanging around here for a day because we need to do grocery shopping. But it's Thanksgiving and all the shops are closed. Yesterday also the wind picked up, like really big winds, because we were all rocking inside the truck. So this morning we were basically inside all morning because it's just not comfortable to be outside with this enormous wind gust. It looks like it's calming down now, but still there is a lot of wind and sometimes it's just a big wind gust, but let's hope it will calm down from now on. And hey Carlijn, is it windy?
Yeah.
It's really windy, huh?
Yeah. It's wind.
It's so windy. So, just that you know, we are not always camping on those fantastic scenic places. This is what we call a practical camp spot. Very convenient, but crowded and very noisy. But we are standing here for the day because we went to the Best Buy yesterday. We got ourselves a new GoPro and a laptop. And we first want to see if everything works how it should be, because we are leaving the US very soon and we don't want to get a problem there and we can't solve it. So that's why we stayed here for a day. But tomorrow we are definitely leaving this busy parking lot. We got a little bit of a problem. or problems, we don't know. Yesterday we found out that we had a leakage of cooling fluid. We think we have solved that problem, but we also can't figure out a mysterious braking light. This is happening for a long time and we can't figure out what it is. The brakes are working as they should be. Pascal called all morning with a friend to figure out this problem, and what he's doing now is to remove the brake cylinder to clean it. So hopefully that will solve the issue, but we are running a little bit out of time because there is a big wind coming. There's a big wind advisories with gusts up to 6 miles an hour, so it will be a bumpy ride again, and we already see, well, there are mountains and you barely can see the mountains already.
Regenboogcijfer. Ik heb een beetje. Die rood, die rood.
A few days later, I lost track of count how many days we are already in this parking lot, but we still didn't figure out what our problem is. We ruled out some issues together with some contacts we have, and the problem has something to do with the luchtdrukrembekrachtiger. I'm sorry, I don't know the English word, but I will put it in the subtitles. So there is an alarm light going on that particular part, but the car works fine. We did some test driving and the brakes are working fine, but that light is always on and that doesn't feel very comfortable. And this morning we were really like, oh man, what are we going to do now? We don't know what to look or fix or whatever. And then we realized we didn't let the air out while the car was running. We did this with the car shut off, but didn't did it while running. So maybe there is still air in the circulation. So we really hope that this would solve the solution. So we start working on that now. Yes, we solved the problem. We are really relieved. Can you see it on my face? We are really relieved. At the beginning we were not successful. We started trying to vent, I think that's a good word, vent the system while the engine was running, but that didn't work. Then we called a friend again and he advised us to pump the brakes down loose and try that for some time, and then we tried to vent the system again, and there were lots of air coming out suddenly and then no alarm. So probably that air got way in the back because we already let lots of oil go, but it doesn't matter. We solved the problem. There is no alarm light coming up anymore, so we are really relieved with that. And now we wait till how do I explain that? The box of the cooling fluid had a leakage too. We had another problem, and we put some glue-ish about it, some heat resistant stuff which closed the gap, but it has to dry for 24 hours. So tomorrow we will hit the road again.
Mozes moet lachen, maar hij loopt snel met de kinderen mee.
At the moment we are in the Anza Borrego Desert State Park. It's quite a big park in the south of California, and all the highlights, things to do, to see, are also very spread out. But the good thing is that we can boondock, wild camp in this park. So we found ourselves a really nice spot. The weather is perfect. It's about 23, 24 degrees, I think, but there is no wind, so it really feels nice and warm. So that's very good. And we are near the slot. That's a narrow slot canyon further down. I think it's the most visited thing in the whole park. Also very busy. I read on the internet that the parking lots gets full and you are being sent away. And when we drove this road up here, we already saw them regulating the traffic. But the good thing is there is a hiking trail to the trailhead. It's a little bit more than a kilometer. So tomorrow we will hike from here to the start of the hiking trail in the Slot Canyon. Hey girls,
Yeah.
are we ready to climb?
Yeah.
Are we strong?
Yeah.
This morning we start driving the Fish Creek wash, and it should be a very easy road, and it's not hard, but there are more rocks than we thought there would be, so we have to make a way around them, and a few kilometers back we had to back out a few times to make it through the corner, and now here is also a very rocky part, so we are, to be honest, not sure if we're going to drive it, because it's an 18-kilometer drive from now on, and we have to drive all those kilometers back, and it's doable, but it's slow. We will probably do like 2 hours about it, and the children don't really like to drive slow, and when they have to be quiet because daddy has to focus on the road, so we are not sure if it's worth the drive, so from here we will walk to the wind caves up there. We will just add a little bit of distance because the start of the hiking trail is somewhere over there, and when we get back we will have to make a decision if we are turning around or we are continuing the trail. So we decided to continue, and luckily we don't regret it. After that rutted part, we just had some pretty much smooth sand wash. We parked at near the entrance of the Sand Canyon, where we are hiking now. That canyon is also a trail in, but we are too big for it, and till so far, well, okay, now I see a part where we couldn't enter because we are just too big to pass that big rock there, and turning would be a very big problem here. So we decided to hike in the canyon, which is also very pretty, and it's actually pretty weird to walk and camp in a dry riverbed. No worries, we checked the weathercast on forehand, but yeah, it's a bit of a weird idea, and also to see what a big amount of water can do inside a canyon. Yesterday a man told us that this canyon looked very different than last year. So yeah, it's strange to see the power of nature and the power of water. Ja, je kan onze mini niet meer door, hè?
Nee.
After we couldn't drive any further, we stopped and decided this was our third overnight spot in this wash. We got amazed by the desert, by its wildflower and its wildlife, and we scraped all the food we had left together to stay an extra day, because we couldn't get enough. Our hummingbirds experience was so special. With a big group, they flew around us for a long time. We would definitely have missed these beautiful little birds if we would drive this wash in just a day, as what most visitors do. After 4 nights in the Fish Creek wash, we had run out of food, and it was time to go back and cross the border to Mexico. It took us some time to drive the 24-kilometer bumpy drive back to the paved road. What a big surprise was this state park. We didn't expect we would have such a great time here.
Morning. We are waking up in this very rainy and cold spot. What a difference than the last week where we camped at 23-ish temperatures all week. And what a big surprise was that Anza Borrego Desert State Park. At least for us it was. That desert is so full of life, especially in the last few days where we explored the Fish Creek Wash. Most of people just drive through it, but we camped on several places in that wash, and we were surrounded by hummingbirds and wildflower. We even saw a tarantula spider. It was really a fantastic experience. Yes, and this is our last park because we are crossing the border to Mexico in a few hours. But maybe this is going to be our first park when we are going up. You should Google it, Super Bloom Anza Borrego Desert State Park. When there has fallen a decent amount of rain in the winter, there's going to be a super bloom of wildflowers in the spring. So we will definitely keep an eye on those rainfall when we are coming up next spring. So now our first destination is Mexico. So see you in Mexico.